Hey you guys, happy Sunday. I know this video was something that I kind of promised a while back, but I have been just crazy swamped. And so I finally got it together. This is just a flip through of the literally I was ripping paper and everything this morning on this little journal. But this is the Week in a Life for May 2019. It starts tomorrow. And so this is basically the setup. This isn't the completed journal or anything like that, but this is just to kind of show you the process of how I'm going to take on. And this is something I've done for a while. I've done this project probably since like 2011. And if you are on Instagram, hashtag Week in the Life, and also please be sure to check out Allie Edwards. She's got a little pep talk on her site, on her Instagram site right now, so that also helps. But I love this project, and I think what Allie mentioned about this project is there's a beginning and the end. So it starts on Monday, it ends on Sunday, and you're basically documenting the time. Now, as I've mentioned before, and I have another video on from last year, is that this project can, it is something that is a week long, but to me, sometimes a week things can happen, and I've done where I've documented, maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week, or something happens on the weekends, or something, doesn't fall through. So don't beat yourself up about it, but it is something that I love to document, and I'll show you real quick how my process works on that. So I guess before I forget, show you my actually, let me go through and I'll show you this one, and then I'll pull the other ones. If I had them pulled a while back because I was flipping through them, it's always fun to look back, and then I can show you what I've done in the past. So this is basically using a journal from my shop, and this is the Kahir size. I call her the Queen of Creativity because this is a creative project for me. And basically, so I start out with just kind of an introduction page. I just used some die cuts. These are from Amy Tangerine, and I'm using the Echo Park. Let's see here. It is called, these are some die cuts from that line. Echo Park, Imagine That Girl. And so I think I'm going to be using a lot of this throughout this particular journal, just because I'm kind of at the phase, I'm kind of going through like a phase where, not a phase, somewhere where I'm really wanting to make a conscious effort to really enjoy the moment, to have fun, to be more imaginative, to be more creative, to think magical. And so sometimes I feel like I kind of get in a, just scrambling, trying to do this, do that, and everything. And I really want to embrace and be more of making the moments count, if that makes sense. So anyway, this is basically just some die cuts from there. This is little Alice in Wonderland from my art, and then I took took a little letter stamp that I have here. This isn't one I used. All the stamps are kind of out of it right now, but this is one I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I just stamped it in there. I found my stamps finally, and for me packing almost a year ago. I know it's ridiculous, but I was happy to finally find my stamps. So I did that, and then basically I just kind of did an introduction. I might do like a little photo here, or maybe a quote or something like that. But again, this is all from that Echo Park Imagine That Girl series. So this will I'll probably come in and maybe do an introduction, maybe do like a little journaling page tonight or something like that, talking about about the project and how much I enjoy it and my expectations and things like that. So I showed this earlier on Instagram, and again, these are actually printables on Allie Edwards' site. It's from like 2011. I Google Allie Edwards printable Week in the Life printables. I think is Week in a Life printables. And so I just print these out, and I actually when I printed them, I did it at 80% print instead of 100%. So because basically they're an 8.5 by 11 page, and I wanted them to be able to fit within this journal. And so basically it comes with 4 a.m. to 3 a.m. and then it also has for the second page, which I really don't use too much, but I'm saving some of these, and she has them for every day of the week. So you'll have, when you print it out, you'll have Monday through Sunday. And so a lot of times I will, she'll do periodically throughout the year a day in a life where you're just documenting a day, and I always resource back to these printables because this really keeps me with the project. This, to me, I love documenting. This, to me, this is important because it really does show a day. You don't have to do this, but this is something I think she started back in 2011, and it's been one thing that I love to do. So I'll talk about when we wake up, you know, what we had, maybe even what we had for dinner or what we did that evening. And so I printed those out, I glued those in here, and then I basically just kind of decorated this side up with a piece of cardstock. So this was just some different cardstock I picked up this week at Joann's. I did some fruit. I'm doing more like a summery type feel, just because it is May, you know, summer's around the corner. And then I wanted to put the date over here like May 6th, even though it says Monday here, it has the year here, but I wanted to actually put the date. So I may add 2019, I don't know, but I may just put like stickers or, you know, decorate this up more. And I kind of wanted to do more of a, keeping it more, I wanted to use torn paper. I haven't done that in a while in journaling, and so I kind of had that in my mind, and I just started ripping paper, and I was like, oh, that kind of leaves it a space for me to use it. So that was my process thoughts behind that. So the first part of it is documenting hour by hour, and then you have this, and this is where you come in and you could fill this in, and then actually put this in here. And this talks about having your gratitude, your favorite moment, what you overheard in your observations, and then you can also write in what you have for lunch, dinner. That's something that's really hard for me to kind of document is meals, and I have no idea why, but it's not, I don't see a lot of that in my journaling, except maybe around the holidays. But that is something that I may include in here is snap a picture of what we're eating or something like that, and that way I can document that in here. I made this also into kind of a junk journal, so I added these little bits and pieces of cardstock when I put it inside my journal. Let's see if I have, there's the other side. It's basically just folding it up and putting it in there. But I love this because like for me it kind of adds a little break up in the pages, and then it also, you can decorate this up or put a photo on here. So more than likely, and I will be showing this on Instagram and as my process goes on, and then I also will be doing a final flip through, but I'm going to probably put pictures or maybe stories in here, and using washi, you know, all the works, all the pretties and die cuts and things like that. So this was May, and again, as far as like adding the color on the side, I just did watercolor, and I kind of coordinated a little bit over here on the side, but I just basically added watercolor because I love doing that to any of my journals or planners. And so this was the strawberry one. I think both of these papers are from American Crafts, but they had them at Joann's, so I picked those up. And then you have May 8th, which is the Wednesday. Isn't that pretty paper? I love that, the blue. Another blank for pictures. This was May 9th. And then I just kind of did a double layer. I don't know, I'm loving the torn paper look. So, oh, here's another one of the little junk journal pages that I added in here. May 10th, which is Friday. And May 11th is Saturday. And then May 12th. And this one I saw this little owl and I was like, oh, I'm just going to kind of put that on there. This is Mother's Day. And so I wanted to put that yellow. I love this yellow paper right now. So yeah, that's it. And the rest of it, again, there's going to be a couple pages in the back. This could be additional papers. This could be maybe some ephemera that you pick up along the way or anything like that. And then this was the beginning pages that I had. It was that pretty rainbow paper. And this is actually paper by Webster Pages, which when I was ordering some things off their site, I saw this and it was just really pretty. And of course I love all the rainbows and all the colors, so that works. So there you have it. I know this was kind of a quick flip through, but I hope it answered some questions on how I'm going to be documenting. Again, please check out Allie Edwards' site. She This is her creation, and I absolutely love this project. Let me click off real quick and see if I can find those other journals so I can just show you really a quick flip through of those as well. Okay, so quick and easy to find. They're still in the place that I put them. Yay! So I've been kind of rearranging my studio, and because I need more space, you guys, it's just, I've got so many projects going on right now, and I'm loving every minute of it, but I just needed more space, so I've been trying to like move things around and create a space that's more use what I need. But anyway, so this has been, let's see here, I think this went back to 2015 when I started doing the Traveler's Notebook. So, and see, this is kind of what my example of, I start out strong, and then, and I think I might still have pictures for these, but sometimes I start out strong. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, including the weather. And then sometimes it just kind of weakens as the week goes on. So that was back in 2015. I used to do, when I did my Project Life, I would do the big, if y'all are familiar with Project Life, the big 12 by 12, and I would just kind of do my week in a life within that album. And then I've also done 8.5 by 11 albums. That's how I started out, was doing and I literally has that whole album. And I mean, I probably took over gobs of stickers. I mean, hundreds of stickers, excuse me, hundreds of photos on the, hundreds of photos, and I remember I didn't use many of them, and it was like kind of overwhelming for me, so I really kind of, I'm a little bit more selective, I guess you could say, but again, I don't want to be too selective where I don't have anything, so I'm always learning from this project. But my 2016, this is more of what I kind of envision what I'm doing this year. Lots of ephemera. There's my photos. Again, Friday did not document anything, but then I have like pictures and things. So my Pretty in Pink, I watched that a lot. And this was us, me and my daughter, you know, on Saturdays. So that's more or less how I document those. And then last year's, we had, this is again one that I did kind of the same process of as far as putting the dates down here. There's one of my inserts here that we can use, and then again, this is kind of how I kind of looking for this this year to do that. Okay, I just heard the family, we're supposed to be getting dinner ready, so I better go ahead and let you guys go, but I do hope you're inspired, and I will see you in my next video. Hey, and if you're doing this project this week, good luck. Let me know. I would love to follow you guys on Instagram as well and see what you have going on. And I will tag Allie below so that you can find her as well. Oh, there is my call.